What question marks do you still have out there about your team? What question marks do you have about your team? Jalen Hurts? I think that's a valid question mark. I think Jalen Hurts, that's a valid question. We don't know quite what we're going to get. And I've been on probably 12, 15 radio shows in the past week. And a lot of them are asking, what kind of offense do you expect to see? Well, I have an opinion. I have a thought. But we don't really know. No one outside that program really knows until they show up against Florida State. I get the sense that the offense isn't going to be too terribly different. I do think there'll be more tight ends involved in the passing game, more running backs involved in the passing game. I think this will be a very good run offense. It was a very good run offense last year. The question mark comes in, can they be more efficient in the passing game? That's where the question mark comes in. We'll find out. But I was on a couple shows this weekend where they asked, what do you think Tua Tagovailoa's role is in this game? Do you think they'll have a package or two for him? Do you think it'll be like last year where Alabama played on purpose two quarterbacks? And I've thought about it, and yes, I do think Tua Tagovailoa is going to play early in the season. I do. I think Fresno State, Colorado State, I think those are games he's going to play. But my read of the situation, I don't know he'll play against Florida State. I don't know that he should play against Florida State. And I'm going to lay out a few reasons why. Nick Saban has successfully downplayed any notion, any talk whatsoever of a quarterback competition, right? I mean, dating back to the spring, through SEC media days, through fall camp, it's clear to the fact where no one really brings it up anymore, the fact or discussion or debate about a quarterback competition. Nick Saban has successfully said, no, Jalen Hurts is our starter. End of story. Tua Tagovailoa is our backup. That's the way it is. And he's done that beautifully. Okay? If he plays both quarterbacks on purpose without Jalen giving him a reason to play, in other words, if Jalen goes out and plays okay, he doesn't turn the ball over, he's moving the team, and still Nick Saban makes the decision to play Tua Tagovailoa, do you know what Nick Saban has done? He has created a quarterback competition. And if Nick Saban creates a quarterback competition, then don't blame the media, Nick. If you play Tua in this game without Jalen Hurts giving you reason to, then you've created the quarterback competition. You've created the quarterback controversy, not the media. You have. That's one of the reasons I don't think he will. Now, if Jalen Hurts struggles and he can't complete a pass and he's turning the football over and they bring Tua in unplanned to play, to spark the team, I think that could happen. And I think you can make an argument that Nick Saban should. If the passing game is really struggling and you feel like another quarterback can get your offense moving, then yeah, you should do that. But if Jalen's playing winning football, if he's just moving the team, maybe they're not as efficient as everyone would hope, but he's not doing anything terrible. He's moving the team consistently. He's not turning the football over. He's showing good leadership. He's getting the team in and out of the correct place. If he does all that and Nick Saban chooses to bring Tua in just to bring him in, then Nick Saban has created a quarterback competition. Then Nick Saban has created a quarterback controversy. Not the media, not the fans, Nick Saban. And that is why I believe if Jalen's playing fine, and I'm not talking about, he doesn't have to go out and play at an All-American level. He didn't have to be Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. As long as he goes out and is playing good football, I can't see a reason why Nick Saban would bring Tua Tagovailoa in. I just can't. Because if he does, he is opening up something that he worked since spring through the summer, through fall camp to squash, and that is the idea of a quarterback competition. He told anyone who would listen, there is no competition. Jalen Hurts is our starter. Tua Tagovailoa is our backup. Those are Nick Saban's words. Those are Nick Saban's actions up until this point. If he brings Tua Tagovailoa in just to bring him in, then Nick Saban is the culprit of creating a quarterback competition and a quarterback controversy. And if that happens, you realize it's going to linger all season long. All season long, it's going to linger. And not only is it going to linger in the media and with the fan base, it's going to open up some discussions and linger in the locker room. I'm all in agreement. If Jalen's struggling, absolutely struggling, or he becomes a turnover machine, and they bring Tua in, it's probably the right move. But if Jalen's playing fine and playing winning football and moving the team and keeping them out of bad plays and protecting the football and not turning it over, and they still bring Tua in just to bring him in, just to give him a look, then you've created a quarterback competition. Not the media, not the fan base, the coaching staff did that. That is why I choose to believe that Tua Tagovailoa will not play against Florida State unless it gets a blowout situation. If it's a blowout situation, they'll probably bring him in. Otherwise, I think Jalen's the quarterback. Now, going forward in some of those out-of-conference games against Fresno State, I absolutely believe Tua Tagovailoa will play, and probably should. You got to get a backup ready to play. You bring him in when the game's on the line or in the balance at all against Florida State, and Jalen hasn't struggled, you have opened the door, the window, and taken the roof off discussion for a quarterback competition / controversy. Because that's the way it will go down. Trust me. That's absolutely the way it will go down. And it will be a topic on every radio show in the country, not just local, the country, because Alabama's ranked number 1 in the country. It will be talked about on College Football Game Day, on ESPN, on FS1. You name it, they'll write about it, they'll talk about it. And at that point, it will be a legitimate conversation because the coaching staff will have enabled it. They will have enabled a topic that they crushed and silenced in the offseason. All it will take is playing Tua Tagovailoa in a meaningful situation in that game. That's all it takes. You do that, and a quarterback controversy competition is going to linger all season long. And because of that, that's why I think Nick Saban will not do it. He's worked too hard to squash that narrative over the offseason. I can't believe that he would be willing to open it back up. Just my opinion. What do you think?